So today is August 31st, the last day of August. We're going to do an opener that's going to resemble the quiz that we're about to take. The first part of the opener is going to be solving one-step equations, which you guys took a quiz over on Wednesday, and for the most part, y'all did a nice job. So when we solve for equations, we follow the same steps every single time. When I say the same steps every single time, that means we're going to start by circling our variable, and we draw our line of equality. Who can tell me why I circled the variable? I don't circle it just for fun. It has a purpose. Yeah, it's a reminder that we have to get that variable by itself. So anything that's on the same side of the variable, we have to get rid of. Now, this is where a lot of kiddos are struggling. If they see the -3 variable, they want to automatically add the 3. But we can't do this in this particular equation because that 3 is touching the variable j. If a number is touching a variable, or if a number is touching a set of parentheses, it means to do what? If a number is touching a variable, or it's touching a set of parentheses, what operation is it asking us to do? Multiply. So what's the inverse or the opposite operation of multiply? Divide. Now, if I want to get that j by itself, I have to get rid of the -3. The negative goes with it. We don't change it to a positive because we're already changing multiplication to division. Then the golden rule, whatever I do to one side of the line of equality, I must do to the other. My 3's cancel. On my left side, I bring down my j, my equal sign. 15 divided by 3 is what?
20.
What?
Oh, you said I did 1.
5. 2 negatives equal a. So j equals 5. Good. Okay. You need to get this down. You know how to do these. Come on. All right. Top right. So now we go to the top right. Danielle, what do I do first? Then? Okay. Now what? Good. Why didn't I multiply? Why doesn't this mean to multiply?
It doesn't have the variable next to the number.
Yeah, it's separated with an operation sign. Good. So to get rid of that -3, I'm going to have to add 3. Go ahead.
Oh, wait. Put the number right over there, 215.
Yeah, make sure you show all your work. Okay? No. Make that quiz grade a little bit easier. Bring down your variable. Okay? And then what's -15 plus 3? 12? Positive 12 or negative 12?
It's negative.
Negative 12.
What does that have to do with that?
You got -7. Let's see here. I have no idea how you could have got -7. But you also need to make sure you show that 3 there. So if you take in, clear, -15 plus 3, -12.
Oh, you hit that button.
This is your negative.
That's what I
No,
hit.
this is your negative button. Your negative button is in the parentheses. Okay. Bottom left. Let's start with David.
First you're gonna circle down, draw the line, and so then multiply.
There you go. Multiply by what?
Multiply by -3.
Perfect. Whatever I do to one side.
You do it to the other side.
Nice. Bring my variable m down, my equal sign on my line of equality. 15 times 3.
You said 15 times what?
3. 45. I heard it. 2 negatives equal a positive. And we're going to box it. Perfect. I don't even know what to... Like, I don't even know what to do with you. Okay, last one on the front side. Who wants it? All right, Deontay. Whoa! Whoa! Draw my line, then go. You didn't say it.
-3 on both sides.
Okay?
You cross out the 2 3s, and then bring down your end. Then, when the equal sign on the line, then it's going to be -18.
Nice. N equals -18.
Plus.
So if you, one way to look at it, they're the same sign, right? If they're the same sign, find the sum, which means to add. So 15 plus 3 is 18. And then the same sign, when you add and subtract, keeps the same sign. Or you could type it into your calculator. Or you could type in -15 minus 3, and you'll get -18. Do you all have the front side down?
Yeah.
So what I'm looking at right now is that you're off task. And when you're off task, well, I'm tired too. But when you're off task, not only are you losing participation points, but this is also going to be a 1 out of 2 for the day, which is an F. So you've got to stay with me. All right, backside. The hard stuff. Most, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like most students, when they see this, their brains start to shut down automatically because they're like, this is too long, it's too overwhelming, there's too many numbers here, I don't even want to do it. Don't do that because we have a system that's going to help us solve this. Order of operations, what's the device or the system that we use to help solve this? PEMDAS, right? And each of these letters stand for something. So I'm going to have P, E, N, D, A, S. Then I'm going to group the M and D and the A and S because we do those at the same time. Now, P stands for, E stands for, excuse me, M and D stand for, and then A and S stand for. Okay, so how many of you guys like to cook? Okay, when you cook, you follow a recipe step by step, especially if it's something new. Something new, let's start with that. If it's something new that you're cooking, you're going to follow a recipe. And you're going to follow that recipe by doing step 1, step 2, step 3, so forth. Math is the same way. Follow your steps. Our first step is to look to see if there are any parentheses. Are there any parentheses?
Yeah.
Yeah, right here.
The first one I knew it too.
So right here is my group of parentheses. Now, there's a group of numbers in there. So I'm going to have to do order of operations within my group of parentheses. What are my operations that I have in here?
Multiply and divide.
Now, multiply and divide, I do at the same time, like I read, going from left to right, correct? So if I'm going to multiply and divide at the same time, going left to right, my first is divide. So what's 12 divided by 3? Okay, so I'm going to cross this out. And then what's my last thing to do within the parentheses? Which is? Okay, so when I bring that 16 down, I'm going to rewrite the rest of my problem. So I have 6 squared over 4 minus 16. Now, do I need to put that 16 in parentheses? No. If you have an operation sign in front of the parentheses, you don't need to bring them down. Okay? So we finish our step 1. We finished parentheses. So step 2, I look at what? What's after the P? What's after parentheses? Exponents. So I have 6 squared. 6 squared is going to go to?
36.
Now 6 squared is 6 times itself twice. So 6 times 6, which is 36, divided by 4, minus 16. Okay? I want to see your work. Now, do you guys all know how to use the square button in your calculator? If you don't, let me know. I'd be happy to show you.
I don't know how to make it like the 5.
I'll show you. There's a trick to that too. I'll show you that too. Now, we've done the parentheses, we've done the exponents. Now we're down to multiplying and dividing. Are there any parts here that has multiplication or division?
Yeah.
What?
4 is the division, which you're gonna have to multiply by 4, I think.
No, because we're not solving for a variable, we're just solving the expression.
Oh.
What am I going to divide?
7 though.
What am I going to divide here, you guys?
The 16. And
36 over 4.
Yeah, so what's 36 divided by 4?
I could have just.
Was it just not clicking? What's 36 divided by 4? Okay, then I write down the rest of my problem. Now, this part's the easy part. It's solving a one operation expression. We're down to 9 minus 16. So if you type into your calculator 9 minus 16, what do you get?
87.
And that's my answer. So you go step by step, show your work at each step so you know what you're doing, and then also because that'll let me know if you messed up, where you messed up at.
Can you get on the board from the test point?
Yeah.
Right on.
Yep. If I hear you all try to participate on this one, I will leave this part up during the quiz. I usually don't, but I will. Okay, so again, lots of numbers. Automatically, you guys are probably like, I'm not going to try it. Or I'm just going to try to type it in my calculator all at once and hope it gives me the answer. Don't do that. Try to solve it. So, first step, we start with P, which is parentheses. Now, I have a large set of numbers within these parentheses. So I have a lot of things I need to solve. So I'm going to have to use order of operations within the parentheses. Now, order of operations within the parentheses, I'm going to have to start with what? Am I going to start with subtraction, multiplication, addition, or division? And what else do I do at the same time that I do as division? Multiply. So I have 2 times 4, and I also have 5 divided by 5. So what we're going to do is take 2 times 4 first. What's 2 times 4? Okay, so I'm going to bring that 8 down. I'm going to bring the 9 minus 8 plus. So I'm just bringing my work down, and then I'm going to do 5 divided by 5. What's 5 divided by 5? 1. Now, I'm not finished within the parentheses. So I'm going to write the parentheses and write out the rest of my problem. I am only focused on the parentheses until I am finished with them.
This on the test.
This is going to be on the test. Now, again, my parentheses are not finished. So I go back up and look. What left do I have to do in my parentheses?
The X, you gotta get that.
No, that's on the outside.
Oh.
We're only worried about the inside.
Where you gotta do
9 minus 8.
plus 1.
We can do that all at the same time, working left to right, because addition and subtraction go together. So what's 9 minus 8? What's 9 minus 8? 1. So then, what's 1 plus 1?
2.
Okay, so now I'm going to bring down 2. I can drop the parentheses and bring in my to the 5th power, minus 6 times 5. Okay, I am finally finished with the P part of PEMDAS. So I go to my next letter, E. Do I have any exponents? Little bitty numbers. Do I have any of those little bitty numbers? An exponent? Yeah, 2 to the 5th. Here's how you guys can type that into your calculator. So what I want you to do, in your calculator, type in 2. Then you're going to type in this little upward arrow looking thing. It looks like this. You're going to type that in. It's on the left side. It's on the left side of your calculator. So you're going to click that little upward arrow looking thing. And then you're going to type in 5. Because that means 2 to the 5th power and then equal. What's it give us? 32. So we're going to put equals 32. Whoa, what am I doing? 32 minus 6 times 5. Okay. Keep following my steps or my recipe. I am done with exponents. Now I go to multiply and divide. Do I have any multiplication or division in here? 6 times 5, which equals? Okay, so I'm going to take 32, bring down my minus, and then 6 times 5 is 30. And my last step is what? 32 minus 30, which is 2.